In this film, you're about to watch an outstanding figure in contemporary Latin American art paint a picture from beginning to end. Although Japanese in origin, Manabu Mabe, as an artist, is identified entirely with Brazil. For it was there that he began to paint, and there that he has produced almost the totality of his work. Mabe was born in 1924 in the prefecture of Kumamoto, on the southern Japanese island of Kyushu. He was taken to Brazil at the age of 10 and soon joined his father in working on a coffee plantation in the state of Sao Paulo. He continued his Japanese education in the new environment, however. The fingers which picked coffee beans by day traced ideographs by night. The complex system of language characters renders calligraphy a major exercise in Japanese schools. And from the training in brushwork, many an artist has been born. Crouching, the artist works with his canvas on the ground, after the age-old custom of Japan. He begins painting with a dark pigment, dissolved in simple turpentine. The initial form is liquefied in an effect of accident. Open spaces are gradually filled in. Mabe uses an ordinary kitchen spatula instead of a palette knife. The young Mabe was an enthusiastic player of baseball, and in the course of a game, he suffered an accident that obliged him to spend a period of forced repose, during which, as a form of distraction, he began to paint. By the age of 23, he was an accomplished artist, but his reputation had not spread beyond the bounds of the Japanese community of Linz. In 1951, Mabe sent a painting to the National Salon in Rio de Janeiro. Its acceptance there was sufficient to decide him to move to the city of Sao Paulo and devote himself to painting. In order to support his family, however, he had to make industrial application of his skill. He established a humble workshop, at which during the day he decorated scarves, neckties, and doilies, his evenings being dedicated to art for art's sake. Mabe soon began to win mention at exhibitions, and his fame spread rapidly. Today, he's the Brazilian artist with the greatest number of international awards to his credit, including prizes offered by the Paris, Sao Paulo, and Venice biennials. His compositions have been shown on 3 continents and hang in a dozen of the world's leading museums. A dark mass of paint forms the first layer. It's given constantly modified shape with a cloth. Spilling red pigment directly from the tube out onto the canvas, Mabe produces a second layer, which will define a new plane in the space of the picture. Red is to be the dominant color, penetrating to all parts of the initial shape. While Mabe's work preserves the atmosphere and feeling for space of Japanese painting, he has incorporated the brilliant colors characteristic of the Brazilian school. Mabe smooths the surface meticulously, using both a commercial brush and his improvised knife. He makes the red impasto of equal thickness to obtain a perfect balance of texture. The artist moves the position of the picture, viewing it from other angles, considering possible modifications. A third pigment, ivory black, constitutes a third plane. Zinc white comes as still a fourth. Cut by a slashing brushstroke of cadmium yellow. In these last touches, one can note a vague reminiscence of Mabe's Japanese past. From the initial application of dark paint to the final subtle touches of white and yellow, the process of painting the picture has taken less than 3 hours. This impromptu approach is not common to many artists, only to those engaged in a search for a romantic world of nebulous forms, in which space is defined by color, plane after plane. My paintings grow out of internal sedimentations and into heaven and earth in a quite unreal manner. I create arbitrary worlds that are more numerous than we can dream of.